though. That was the most we ever had in one room at the
No,
time.
it was 70. It was in the 70s. I actually played
Listen,
in that one. It was in
I
the
love that number, and I'm for the sake of the podcast, yes, let's go with 70.
I'm 99% sure it was.
There is no shot there were 70 people. I never had 70 chairs at my store. So let's go.
I don't have an intro today.
I got the intro. Whoa. Welcome to May the Zoo be with you, everybody. America's #1 podcast. I am joined by America's tallest golfing TCG podcast host, Josh.
I think that's probably true.
Gotta be true.
I think that's probably true.
It's gotta be true. And I am, of course, also joined by America's most wrong TCG podcast host, Donald. Congratulations, Donald. That's a in this podcast, to be the most wrong is huge. I mean,
it's a mantle we've all held from time to time.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Don't count me out yet.
I know the feeling of regretting everything that you said on the podcast.
Oh, I regret nothing. I regret not a single thing.
This is when you guys interrupt me in my intro and introduce me. Okay, well, that's what happens. Good job. The energy today. You guys are bringing the energy.
I'm still cleaning up windows because the last thing I knew, you proposed no topics, said there's plenty to talk about, and then started the podcast.
If you need my advice on what our magic topics are today, that's crazy. We can talk about any pop culture reference in the last 50 years, and it will be a Magic the Gathering topic. So,
so the first topic is how salty Louis is. All right, let's dig it.
He's okay with it, though.
I don't think he's okay with it anymore. I think that ship has sailed.
I have to say, somebody left me a comment, and I think that this comment section guy might be the least fan I have. I think he is on the list of people who watch my content. I think he is the bottom of like me. He does not.
No, that's a pretty large list.
What are you trying to get? So it's a commenter that doesn't like you or your channel.
Well, he must like me a little bit because he comments on almost every video. So he watches every single video.
You have a hate watcher?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Dude, you're so big now. What's it like to be just a massive YouTube success?
I have to say, I think he said something that has completely, I think I've now accepted and has completely changed my mind about what Magic the Gathering is. I used to see Magic the Gathering as a universe, a realm. It's its own thing. It's a unique, amazing addition to culture, right? Like, I used to think Magic the Gathering was that. But he told me that I need to accept Magic the Gathering as a I can't even figure out what he said, as a game system. That is what Magic the Gathering is now. Magic the Gathering is no longer what I used to think it is. It is now just it's a game system.
It's not the cartridge, it's the system.
Yeah. What do you guys think about that? Let's start off the podcast strong. What do you think about that opinion?
I think both are right. I think it was the game, and that it being now the cartridge, or not the cartridge, and now the system is probably accurate. But I don't think it started that way, or ever was intended. It wasn't intended that way.
Well, I mean, actually, is this closer to what Richard Garfield had in mind? Remember, did you guys know that Magic cards were supposed to have different backs for every set? Like, that's how the original design was. There was going to be a different backed game, basically, and it was just
Yeah, I have read that lore. I'm just going to take a beat while you guys talk amongst yourself, because I think what the problem is the long hours that I'm working right now keeps me grounded in the real world, where there's expectations of things like consistency and normal conversation, to where when we jump in the podcast like this, I'm gonna have an aneurysm. I'm gonna have a stroke right now.
Why do you hate that so much?
I don't. I hate you.
Why?
I'm a hate
All right,
watcher
tell
now.
me why you hate me.
I'm a hate watcher right now.
All right,
That guy in
Josh.
your comment section
It's
driving you
Josh.
down this road converted me to that guy.
All
Or
right.
it is Josh. It might be Josh.
What's me?
It could be Josh. Yeah,
Yeah,
Josh
No,
could
my
be Magic
burner.
Watcher.
I made a burner for your stream. The burner is called Definitely Not Hometown TCG.
I forgot you made that one.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, tell me why you hate the take, because I'm wrestling with it right now. I mean, I gotta tell you, it's very rare that a comment section gets in my head. That comment has been living in my head all week. Very rare. So tell me why you hate it.
Oh my goodness. We spent, I don't know, since the first day I appeared on this podcast and we decided to talk about real trading card games, that long discussing the fact that Magic and Wizards of the Coast cannot build characters, worlds, or stories that matter. It is the biggest gap in the entire company. It is amazing that without that, they've been able to sell us cardboard rectangles for this long. And now you've come around. The big revelation you just had is, I guess it was never about the characters and realms and stories. It was always about the card game. Duh!
No, that's not what I'm saying. Like you're saying that there's a difference between you're saying that there's no difference between Magic the Gathering, which is Universes Beyond now, and what I used to be excited about.
No, I'm saying when you used to play Magic the Gathering long before Richard Garfield ever threw Frodo in Magic, or I know it wasn't Richard Garfield, but I was playing off as Richard Garfield intended. It was the Walking Dead was the first one, right?
Yeah,
It was
Walking Dead was the first.
First
It was not even Universes Beyond. It was just
yeah,
it was
Rick
apparently
Steadfast
Universes Within. It was apparently not beyond anything.
Before that ever happened, you didn't care about Jace versus Ajani versus
I don't think
Garrett.
that's true, Josh.
You
I don't
are
think
on record.
I loved the dual decks. I think dual decks is the best. I've said this many times. The best product Magic the Gathering ever had was dual.
And you can't tell me a single story about those dual decks. You love those dual decks.
No, I
You
agree.
played against people.
I agree that I didn't get sucked into the Magic lore. I agree with that.
There are good stories though. Like
I think
the Brothers War, the Gatewatch.
The statement on this podcast, the stance of this entire podcast has been the stories are not great.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I think what you are misunderstanding from what my take was, and which was 2 years ago. So I'm not calling you out on that. Like those conversations happened a lot more 2 years ago than they happen now, right? But I used to say that Magic needed to do something to grow Magic the Gathering. They needed to grow the IP, the lore. They needed to do a Netflix special like what's that, Arcane? Is that the League of Legends one? They needed to do that kind of thing to get and hook the audience in Magic the Gathering. That was my
that was on top of it as well. But I think, correct me if I'm wrong. I think your take was also there is no Magic story. Yeah. There is no Magic lore. That doesn't exist. And we would say it exists in the technical sense, but it doesn't really exist. Right.
So, but what I would say is compare what frustrates me about Universes Beyond isn't that Marvel has better lore than Magic. That's not what frustrates me. Is that when I play Magic, I want to play in a fantasy world. That's what I like. Like I want to feel like I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons, not like I'm playing Marvel, like a Marvel video game.
So then is the Universes Beyond IP that lines up with that fantasy land okay? As long as we don't break that.
I've said that. Like I said, the Final Fantasy feels pretty good. I've said Lord of the Rings.
That's where this take has come to.
It's weird. It's weird to play with like I think it's weird when you start comparing like the power of the One Ring to, Sword of Wealth and Power, sort of whatever it is. Fire Knight. Like when you start comparing like this huge iconic ring to like that has all the power of the universe to this like sword. And you're like, well, yeah.
I feel like this take is morphing because the original take was it didn't mesh. It wasn't Magic the Gathering. I have to accept that it was never about anything other than the game system. And now it's, well, I do care about more than the game system, but as long as it's a fantasy system, as long as it's a fantasy aesthetic with the game system.
I think the best part of that argument, in my opinion, is that everything that I wanted Magic to do in terms of the lore, like to flesh out the lore and make it better and to make it more interesting and to bring people in who are going to watch the Netflix special and see it and never have any connection with Magic and be like, wow, that's a really good story. Now I want to go play the card game, right? Instead of doing that, by making it a system, right? It grows the game.
Yeah, but arguably, again, that's always been. This is the. I feel like it's the foundation of the Pokemon versus Magic argument. The thing that Magic has always done better than everything else has always been and always will be the system. Sorry, indie TCG fans, Magic's the best game. It's not close. It's not close. It's just the best game. Like, that's what it's always done. So that being a revelation for you is wild.
No, I'm not. That's not what I'm saying, though. You're putting words in my mouth. That's not what I'm saying.
I think you're dodging the counterpoints more than anything.
I'm saying that Wizards has started selling the system rather than the whole.
Wizards was selling the system long before that, though, with no cohesive story.
So this is the best way. I'm gonna give you a metaphor. Okay.
Ooh.
I want you to think of a dead cow. Okay.
Donald, are you picturing it? Can you hear the flies? Do you have the smell?
Let me give you a moo. All right, there you go. So the dead cow, right? Wizards is not selling the meat anymore. They did that. They sold all the meat. Now what's left of the cow is the skeleton, and they're selling the skeleton, and that is the metaphor.
Well, no,
This is the worst
in that
metaphor I've ever
in that
heard.
metaphor, we're going to run out of skeleton, and the game says we're not going to run out of game system.
Anyway, that's a
There-
great. Go ahead, Josh. You're done.
There are games that do this though already,
Nice short.
like the Universes game.
Yeah.
Does this, and the
They're
Union
all
Arena-
terrible, for the record.
I don't know. Universes is actually seeing some,
Oh my god!
you know,
Tell me you
little
work
bit.
for cardio without telling me you work for cardio. Pump Universes.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't know what it was until I did. So,
By the way, not calling Donald the only person in charge of the quality of this podcast was a miss on your part.
No, he was too wrong that last week. He was
He's
wrong.
the only, and that's why the podcast last week didn't go well. He's the only person in charge. He's the only one qualified to be in charge of the quality of this podcast.
Donald doesn't speak enough on the podcast to be wrong as much as he was last week.
What did I miss? Donald, what did you say? What did you do?
Donald said that
did
the Hobbit.
Did he spoiler jump you? Did he get spoilers before you and then
No, Donald and I wrestled with the idea that the Hobbit would be a set in Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, but Wizards essentially told us it was going to be a set.
No, but that's fair. We watched the video and I said, this means that they're going to announce tomorrow that the Hobbit is
you watched the video together?
Yeah, on the podcast.
Donald, you played the heel. I like it. You were wrong.
Donald was like, there's no way. There's no way Wizards would never do that.
Donald,
no
true
shot.
fan of wrestling,
they're
true
just
fan
wishing
of the WWE, put himself out there, said, I'm going to be the heel today, boys. I got you.
Hold on. First off, I want to address the comment section. I know I'm wrong a ton. I get it. But that means that when I'm right about something, we have to celebrate it. And you're not going to celebrate it, comment section. I know you. You're going to be negative. Okay? That's fine.
Well,
I'm going to do the celebrating. All right. So, Magic the Gathering 2026.
That's such a bold take. They said it was coming.
It was such
no, they said, happy birthday, Mr. Baggins.
It was so bad. It was such a terrible, awful.
They said, happy birthday, Mr. Baggins, on his birthday.
Yeah.
So if I tell you happy birthday on your birthday, Josh, I guess that means there's a
no. But if Wizards tells me happy birthday by birthday, know that there's a Universes Beyond Josh's basement.
They'll probably do that. They'll probably do that. Pretty soon we'll definitely have
know that's coming. My office is going to be the next secret lair.
Yeah, that'll happen. They're going to run out of IPs eventually. All right. So 2026, we have 7 standard sets, 0 reprint sets. Important.
Maybe forever.
Yep. And on top of that, out of 7 of the sets, 4 of them, and those of you who are bad at math, 4 is more than half of 7 sets, is Universes Beyond.
Donald, fact check that. Assure the quality of this podcast. Is he right?
He is correct.
There you go.
Starts off with Lurwin Eclipse, then goes to a non-announced Universes Beyond set, which Josh, you said is Nickelodeon. Is that official?
Yeah,
It
it's
is official.
the speculation is it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles based
They've-
on the panels at Comic-Con.
But it's not. But it's not Nickelodeon then.
It is Nickel.
Yeah,
said
They
Nickelodeon owns
own-
Teenage Mutant Ninja
Okay, but
Turtles.
is it like we're gonna see other Nickelodeon characters too, or is it just Teenage Mutant Ninja
The
Turtles?
speculation is it's just a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles set. That's not confirmed. It's speculated by the guests on the panel at upcoming Comic-Con where it's set to be announced.
Listen, Team NT is pretty cool. I like Ninja Turtles,
Okay,
but
the first person I thought it was Donald.
But Ninja Turtles means nothing without talking about Battletoads, which is the superior Ninja Turtle.
They're not even turtles.
They're
Battletoads?
They're toads.
They're
Toads and
toads.
turtles are
It's the
not the
same
same
thing.
thing, my friend.
It's
They're the
not the same thing.
It's
Not
a
even
copy of
rem-
it.
not
My
even
point is,
remotely the-
Battletoads is better than Ninja Turtles. That's my
Back
my
in the
point.
wrong column. You couldn't stand the shine of the light. It was too bright for you, buddy. Back in the wrong column. The first person I thought it was Donald, and I have to know. Big Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan?
Of course
Gotta
he
be,
is.
right?
Of course he is. Yeah.
Magic.
Every single one of these Universes Beyond, Donald's a mega fan of.
Okay, Mark
Not true.
Rosewater.
Not true. Not a Furby fan. I'm actually a Furby conspiracy theorist. But
What? Let's hear it.
Hold on. That's a secret sauce. We're doing that at the end of this
Okay.
podcast.
Yeah, all
We're
right.
doing that. Donald, don't forget that. We're doing that at the end of this podcast.
Make the people wait.
Yes. I want to, because I don't even know what it could be. And I'm so in. I'm so in.
Listen, Ninja Turtles have incredible amounts of collectors built in. Those collector boxes are going to be nutty.
We say that about every IP, and we're always right.
I still have my original action figures from the late 80s.
Oh, dude, you know they're
That's
going to
pretty
do
sweet.
cards. That's going to be a whole line of cards. It's going to be they're going to look like action figure boxes. That's going to be
You made fun of Mark Rosewater's aunt so much and just completely unfairly roasted that woman that he found someone close to you and he's like, I'm going to ruin Louis' Magic the Gathering by taking someone close to him and putting all the things this guy likes in Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
Pulling him back into Magic and pushing Louis out. That's his genius project.
Yeah. So
I will go on record though to say that I will not be buying Magic Ninja Turtles.
I don't believe you.
Nah.
You just
Wait till
bought,
that first card art
have you
drops.
purchased the last 2 Magic sets?
No. Well,
You're so back. You're
No,
so back.
that's
It's
not
wild.
true. I played in a Dragons of Tarkir pre-release.
Oh, that's way before that. Okay.
That was but then
And-
I haven't touched a Magic product.
That's not
since.
true. You made a Final Fantasy Commander deck, which is the next set.
Did not make one. I played a Precon that you purchased.
But you said you were going to build one. So
I
that's
did not.
that.
Never said that and never did.
I'm pretty sure we have video evidence of you saying that, but I'll let it pass.
I've never
Regardless, you still played
opened
it.
a single Final Fantasy.
Did you do anything with Edge of Eternities?
Not a thing.
That makes sense.
Edge of Eternities was so good.
But you did buy a Spider-Man collector box.
That I did do because you conned me and it was a terrible mistake.
You're right. $400 box at this point might be too expensive for Spider-Man box.
Anymore.
I took the
Rebound's
cards
happening,
in.
boys.
Did it happen?
Rebound's happening.
I took
5:30.
the cards in and had Cole
Son of
scan
a
them,
gun.
and it was worth $10 in value.
That's crazy. All right. So after Ninja Turtles, we have Secrets of Strixhaven, which is really, I mean, let's not get away from the fact that Strixhaven is just Harry Potter.
Strixhaven is one of those sets that you either absolutely loved it or you hated it.
Look what I bought today.
Somebody just got distracted.
Strixhaven was dope. You're probably right, but Strixhaven was insane.
I bought Harry
What is
Potter
this?
cards today.
Oh yeah, that had a run too, didn't it?
I didn't think that.
None of them were foil though. It's kind of disappointing.
I was very not impressed with the limited of Strickhaven. I didn't care for the mechanics.
So it's pretty well known that Strixhaven was originally supposed to be Harry Potter, and then they
Pretty well
didn't. They,
speculated. But
yeah. I think that makes this Strixhaven. Imagine like the amount of time that they maybe got short sighted on the original Strixhaven, and you make a set, and then you have to change the direction of it because you're not doing the Harry Potter bit. Um, I think this is gonna be really cool. I'm really excited for Strixhaven.
there was, and the learn lesson mechanic that came out of Strixhaven was pretty neat, and
Yeah.
it's actually returning in, is it Avatar that it's returning in?
I
I'm
believe
pretty
so.
sure. So you'll have that then, plus presumably it'll return again in the new Strixhaven set. So that would be kind of cool to get more cards in that cycle. I think it was a little slightly underpowered mechanic that that they might try and power up a bit. But
What was it? Was it Learn? Was that the
learn
one?
lesson. hmm
And then Marvel superheroes, which I'm sure we'll talk about here in a minute. Then the Hobbit, which of course, if you
Doesn't exist. Conspiracy.
if
You're
you
wrong.
didn't know with the Hobbit set, that's the one where Donald was wrong and I was right last week. And then
You talk about it like it's some big huge revelation that you
Do you know?
guessed this. Like it
no,
was
you know
one
what's
in a
gonna be?
million.
honestly, I'm setting up for something bigger later in the podcast.
Oh,
It,
okay.
Yeah, it's a bit. It's gonna pay off. It's gonna pay
Okay.
off massively.
I'm sure it is.
you're setting up what?
Setting up something bigger in the podcast. It's called content creation, Josh. I'm setting it up.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
not used to that on this channel. I don't think
Yeah,
anybody's.
no, I know it's new. I've been really practicing that. It's all.
Donald.
I'm actually not even here. I'm just a Sora 2 model.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that too. We already discussed this. I'm not gonna leak my details about my plans, but I think it's gonna be big. It's gonna be twice as big, if you will.
All right, we're gonna have the Hobbit 2.
Donald, if that set
Hobbit
for some
2?
reason, no, the Hobbit 1, but if that set falls through, if that's the first license where Wizard of the Coast has to cancel the set, you're gonna be the biggest winner on the internet.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna be a champion of champions, dude.
After that we have
Listen, one of the most underrepresented tribes in Magic are dwarves, and the
Typos.
Hobbit's
Kid
gonna have a ton of dwarves in it because that's kind of like the key
Just
focus there.
it's
And
politically incorrect. They're just Louis.
he's the same height as me.
Yeah,
To me, he's
because
here.
I'm like 6'1", buddy. Like I'm sorry.
Yeah,
just
to
because
me,
you're
you're fuzzy and small.
obnoxiously
Like, what do you
tall.
want? You're fuzzy and tiny to me. You
Just
want
'cause
uppies?
You're
You want uppies?
obnoxiously tall.
Yeah,
For
I
for
do,
comment
Josh.
for those viewers who don't know, Josh has to max out his tripod stand when he does a standing video. He has
And then
to max.
spread
Oh,
my
let me
legs.
tell it. He has to max out the tripod stand and then spread his legs like a.
I started the channel with a buddy. He used to sit on computer programming books when we sat together, so he didn't look little.
And then we have reality fracture. Have you guys heard my hot take on reality fracture?
No, here we go. Ready.
We're buckled up.
Reality fracture.
It's gonna be a Pokemon set.
No, is going to be a universes within set that takes universes within and makes it universes beyond. It's going to open the door to help explain how Magic the Gathering lore interacts with Marvel and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and The Hobbit and Star Trek and Josh's mom and like all of the different universes beyond sets. It's
I
gonna.
hope they don't do that.
I think that's what reality. I mean, makes sense. Reality fracture.
If you're gonna Fortnite it, just do it like Fortnite, where it's like, guess what? Rapper Tyga is in the set now.
We like money. Here we go.
Yeah, like just make him do goofy dances and live your truth, King. Like,
I think it's
what's
Eldrazi
my
set.
TV came to life? Like,
Ooh, an Eldrazi set. That's a good take too. I like that. And then we have Star Trek. Donald, you
Not a Star Trek fan.
can. Dang.
Mm-mm.
me neither.
I can't do it. Now I will say the most recent movies, the Star Trek movies were very good. They are the complete opposite of what the rest of the Star Trek genre is. But
All right,
can't do it.
Josh, can I ask you like a really honest question?
No.
I like legitimately want your take on this, and I'm not trying to project my opinion on anything.
Okay.
I want you to talk to the Magic the Gathering player who is a modern player. They play 60 card formats. They're not commander players. Maybe they play standard on arena. They grind that kind of thing. They've been playing Magic for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, whatever it is. What do you say to somebody like that who has 7 Magic the Gathering sets this year, 4 of which they might not have any identity and connection to because it's not any Magic the Gathering lore? What do you say to the guy who has always grown up just not liking Star Trek, and all of a sudden they love Magic? It's the thing they do every weekend. It's their hobby, and all of a sudden now for 3 months or 2 months or whatever it is, Star Trek is the focus of their hobby. What do you say to that person?
Well, you gave me an out super early. Very easy
You don't need an out.
to answer this
It's not a
question.
trick question. I'm just like legitimately curious.
Well, to the first person you described, the 60 card Magic the Gathering grinding tournaments player, you say, hey, guess what? You're going to go to your game store and you're going to still enjoy exactly what you pointed out earlier, the best damn game system in the known universe. And you're going to have fun with your friends doing it.
Even though
It's
you
gonna
don't
be the
like,
exact same.
even
Now,
though
for the fringe people that are going to play 60 card formats, and they're also going to say, while I'm grinding my standard tournament or while I'm going to my weekly modern night, I'm also going to be bothered by the fact that Star Trek is here. I'm going to say, where have you been for the last 2 years? You've had a long time to come to grips with this at this point, and I'm not saying it's what you want. I'm not even
I'm gonna
saying
push back. Hold on, I'm gonna push back on you a little bit on that because
Sure.
it wasn't until what
it
Final
wasn't until
Fantasy that it
Lord of
wasn't standard.
Nope.
Lord of the
First of all,
Rings was direct to
standard's not a
modern,
viable in-store format that plays. We've gone over this. And
right?
the
But we've
first
also gone over that Wizards is trying to make it a thing again.
How's that going?
Not good.
Thank you. It would be modern, and the first massive Universes Beyond release was straight to modern. We've come to terms
Been
with
there
this.
for 2 years.
Yeah, we've come to grips with this already. That's this thought, this feeling has come and gone. I'm not saying it's an invalid thought or feeling. I'm also not saying it's wrong. I've said it. I feel every time I talk about Universes Beyond, I have to preface, if it were up to me, if Josh got to be poof head of Wizards of the Coast, I wouldn't want to do this if my goal was to make the best Magic the Gathering possible. It wasn't create the biggest game, bring the most people in, run the biggest company. If it was to create the best Magic the Gathering possible, I don't want Universes Beyond. I don't want.
Yeah.
The problem is it's not up to Wizards of the Coast. It's up to Hasbro.
Well, that's a great segue to I think what the real thing is right now. Somebody ran the numbers. It was Saffron Olive. They ran the numbers. This is in the Discord server if you guys weren't watching it. The amount of money that Magic makes is like it's what's the percentage? Anybody remember? Trying to find it right now.
I didn't know that the numbers were run, so
It's like an out 94.5% of Hasbro's total profit comes from Wizards of the Coast is 80% of their profit. 10% is D&D. Sorry, let me start over. 94.5% is from Wizards of the Coast, which is roughly 80% Magic, 10% D&D, and 8% Monopoly Go, and a couple percent for licensing. So Magic the Gathering, or sorry, Wizards of the Coast is accounting for 95%. So you can say Magic is accounting for basically 90-ish% of Hasbro's profit. So this is the factor.
was it
that's
revenue
driving.
or profit?
He says profit.
Does
in
he?
his
Okay.
tweet.
So I haven't evaluated any of these these statements have not been evaluated by the quality control
but
people of this podcast. So
it's Saffron Olive though. Like he's never been wrong.
yeah, I trust
Come on.
Donald more than I trust Saffron Olive. I'm gonna be honest.
Well, sorry, Saffron Olive.
Hey, dude, I love Seth, but he's not always right.
But we
I'm
knew
team.
that
I'm
we
team
knew that
Saffron Olive. I just want you all to know.
we've
Never
known since
ever
before
watched a
Universes
single
Beyond.
video. Team him.
Again, this is it's. I feel like we're in a weird spot, and maybe I'm wrong here, but we've known since before Universes Beyond, when the regime change happened at Wizards of the Coast, that WotC made up an overwhelming amount of the actual profitable revenue for Hasbro. We talked about this back in the Altafox days.
Yeah,
Now I don't know if
the rest is loss. The rest of Hasbro is loss.
right, and we've had that conversation before already. We're like, okay, well, outside of that, what does, which is why I always reference when WotC uses a Hasbro IP or a Hasbro thing in Magic the Gathering, i.e., something like Play-Doh,
Transformers.
just doing business with companies that own each other. I would still be surprised that there isn't a royalty paid to Hasbro by the entity Wizards of the Coast.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I bet
Pay
Hasbro
themselves.
still puts that on their books.
So
that's it. I don't know. That's not shocking to me. I thought we already knew that.
So
It's
I know
not
we already
shocking.
knew but it doubles down the reason is my point.
Right,
Like for the
exactly.
viewers who weren't here 2 years ago, and the average Magic fan is in and out in 3
That's
years,
true.
so
That's
most
fair.
of them aren't here, right? For 2 years ago, there was a whole thing where Altafox was essentially trying to get Hasbro to sell off or to separate off Wizards of the Coast, because the argument is that Wizards of the Coast is hamstringing itself. It can't grow its brand because it has to grow its profit. It has to cash in right now in order to. And I think the biggest risk from somebody, in my opinion, doesn't matter, right? But my opinion is that Wizards is selling long-term growth and long-term fans for short-term profit and short-term, the person. I make this argument all the time. I see very, very few people come into the store, buy Spider-Man, enjoy Spider-Man, and then come back for the next Magic set. Like it's just not. They came in for Spider-Man. They're Spider-Man fans. That's great, awesome. I'm glad I got to make money off of them. But Magic as a whole isn't going to sustain that. But maybe they are, right? Like maybe it's good enough game system, and you can just cycle through the IPs and.
I mean, it's a great take, but it's also, I mean, that was the argument for when they were doing 1 million remastered sets and 1 million reprint sets, and then they upped their number of sets per year, right? It was all in the interest of the money monster that is Hasbro over the top of Wizards of the Coast, right? That drove the rapid release cycle, that drove the reprint remaster era, and that drove, you're correct, in my opinion, for whatever that's worth, the Universes Beyond era, right? But you can't tell me it would not have gone down the same. But let's pretend they sold Wizard of the Coast to Yumi and Donald, right? Way back in the day, and Yumi and Donald, but we didn't have any control. We just got to own it. Let's another entity, because we would have cared about Magic more than we would have cared about the growth of the business. This new entity, in my opinion, probably would have still cared about the growth of the business, save the scenario where it's sold to a group of Magic fans.
Yeah,
right. So there would have still been things done that might not have been in the best interest of the three of us in the effort to generate more revenue, to grow the game.
Yeah, and like again, I understand. I understand it. I get it. I guess for me, there's a line, and I really feel like for like majority standard sets, we went from last year them saying that Universes Beyond would never be in a standard set to now the majority of standard sets are Universes Beyond.
Let's not muddle the waters here. That's when they proposed Universes Beyond. One of the reasons I thought it was going to be fine is because, like, you live in this Commander casual fun world anyway,
right?
And it's like it is going to live somewhere, and you have a place that's literally a sandbox made for fun. That's fine, because now you have a situation where you can tell someone, I don't want to play against Rick's steadfast leader, and there's a weird like adherence and acceptance to that. Now shoehorning it first into Modern and now into every standard set where there is no space in Magic, We could have all seen it coming, but it's a bridge too far. I've always been on that side of that argument for sure.
Let's not also forget that Lurwin wasn't originally supposed to be in 2026. It
It's supposed
was
to be
in
2025.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
it's
it would have
supposed to be
been
4 of
4 and
6.
2.
Yeah,
Yeah,
4
4
of
of
6.
6 would have been.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it looks
Huh.
bad now, but like
I
just
wonder
Or the
if
imagine
that-
if it was
Or the argument maybe there would have been a different set in its place, maybe like the Nickelodeon set, because it's the unnamed. It's so soon and it's an unnamed set. Maybe that would have been an in-universe set. It would have been 3 and 3.
What do you guys think about? There's been some speculation in a couple of the circles that I'm in about the Marvel superheroes. And let me say that we know so little about the Marvel superhero set that there's no credence to the speculation. But this is Made the Zuby with you. We like to
Yeah,
speculate uselessly.
Yeah.
So the conversation has been, we were all shocked to see Spider-Man be the first Marvel set and that be like a standalone thing. I think a lot of us thought we'd see like the Avengers, something like more
or
widespread.
Captain America. So like that had a notion or a lead into the first Avenger or something.
Right.
Yeah.
But when we saw the Spider-Man set, I think naturally you start saying, okay, there's one of the 6 soul or rings, gems, Infinity Stones, one of the 6 stones. Maybe we'll see like 6 sets, 6 or 7 whatever sets over time that highlight one type of superhero and make a whole set out of them. But then all of a sudden this comes out and it's super Marvel superheroes, and it's just like, it's not even Marvel the Avengers. It's like, hey, here's all the superheroes, and you start wondering, you add into this like the licensing issues with Spider-Man and all the rumors circulating around that. Did they pivot this set as a result of licensing into, oh no, are we not going to see a metric ton of Marvel sets? And is this like, let's throw them all in there and use what we have?
Was it not supposed to be the next 5 years though? Like wasn't that the original thing?
That is definitely what we've said on the podcast. But
No, I think that came from a statement though. I think Wizards of the Coast said it in like a live stream. I don't think we made that up.
Yeah.
It was
That's
too
their
specific.
That's where
their
the tentpole
thing.
came. Yeah,
right, exactly. Like Marvel was going to be tentpole for the next 5 years. So
it's a big tentpole.
Yeah, I mean I don't know. Maybe that's still just the code name. Maybe it's actually the Avengers set, and when we get closer, they'll call it Avengers. But
I think this is the names.
maybe.
But
they also
also
didn't get licensing for the Avengers, and they have to call it superheroes instead.
That would be hilarious. They got licensing for all of the Avengers, but not the title card. That would be hilarious. That'd be the most Wizards of the Coast outside IP thing ever. That'd be awesome.
What's your speculation, Josh?
Listen, I like to play on the side of the tinfoil hat here. I think that's more fun. Remember that this set wasn't supposed to be a full-fledged real set. There's a chance that this was supposed to be like a teaser into the Marvel universe, and the first full-fledged Marvel set was just supposed to be what we thought it was.
Yeah. Marvel superheroes.
The Marvel Superheroes Avengers set, and then it would break out. Yeah, and like that's way less fun, but yeah,
that's
probably pretty likely.
That set's gonna be wild. Like, listen, this is man, there are gonna be that's just gonna be insane, absolutely insane.
Do we see a collector booster box in 2026?
Oh, this is a good take. This is
cost
a good question.
Less than $500.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, for the non-Universes Beyond sets.
So hot take, Lurwin Eclipse is going to be massive.
And it also has serialized cards.
Printing.
So.
Lurwin Eclipse. Oh, I don't know if I want to say this into the microphone out loud.
Do it. You won't. Wuss. What? Are you gonna go play in the Ryder Cup
with the exception of the Marvel set? The Marvel set's the shoe in, right? Don't you guys think the Marvel set's the shoe in for the biggest set of the year?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's got to be the shoe in.
I mean, what are the
I think Lurwin Eclipse is going to be bigger than all the other ones on the list.
Oh, I don't know. Hobbit.
So the Hobbit might have some of the hype because of the Lord of the Rings boxes and that kind of thing. I think certainly the collector boxes will be more expensive. But in terms of like
I mean,
over,
it depends on if they do like, do they do another one of one? Do they do something like that? I mean,
I guess my
depends on what's in it.
my driving factor for this, I'm gonna restate my statement a little bit, will be attendance at pre-release. I think other than Marvel superheroes, which I think will just be bigger than everything, it'll be like Final Fantasy-esque level. I think there will be more people at Lore and Eclipse pre-releases than any other set on that list.
Easily.
So, not to do too far of a callback, but can you remember just the idea like, hey, Spider-Man people come in and they don't come back for any other set?
Mhm.
The biggest pre-release for the majority of the stores that I talked to in the Chicagoland area, out of the 4 or
Tarkir.
5,
Tarkir. What? Final Fantasy. Duh.
Edge of Eternities,
Bigger than Final Fantasy?
bigger than Final Fantasy. And there was speculation that in the group chat that it was the Final Fantasy people that had so much fun coming back and the core Magic audience. Now you got to remember pre-releases out here are always really big because it's a major city, right? So there hasn't been a set where with like bad pre-releases since Innistrad or
I mean,
Innistrad.
our biggest pre-release in history is that as our store personally was Ixalan. Like
Yeah, Lost
Ixalan,
Cavern of Ixalan.
Lost Cavern. Yeah.
That was a sneaky set, man. That
I
thing
mean,
surprised me.
That
we had more attendance at that than we've had at any pre-release. So
That's not true.
I
I think Final Fantasy probably outdid that.
I
And
don't think
but we were in the tiny store.
right, but
We
still,
sold
like
we
I don't.
sold we sold like 85 pre-release kits for Final Fantasy, and our store sat 22 people. We sold
Yeah,
out three pre-releases, Thursday midnight, 7 p.m., 11 p.m., and then we also sold a bunch of kits on Saturday and Sunday for Final Fantasy. For Lost
yeah,
Caverns, I think we had
just
50.
selling them. I mean, not
No, I
necessarily
mean like
them playing.
selling seats
like to
for
people
pre-release.
playing, I think you're
Yeah.
saying.
For Lost Caverns, we had like 55 though. That was the most we ever had in one room at the
No, it
time.
was 70. It was in the 70s. I actually played in
Listen,
that one. It was in the
I
70s.
love that number, and I'm for the sake of the podcast, yes, let's go with 70.
I'm
There
99%
is
sure it was.
there is no shot there were 70 people. I never had 70 chairs at my store. So there was
Yeah,
there was
Donald
55
was there.
total.
His opponent sat on his lap.
But Donald, I'm here.
We pulled the folding chairs out of the closet. Okay.
I'm in for the number being 70. I
Okay.
like that number. That's let's go with that. Sure. 70
But
people. It
anyway,
was amazing. I ran it phenomenally.
the same you weren't even there. The same reason that
I was there.
the same reason that Dragons of Tarkir was, very well
Yeah.
represented is the same reason that Lorwyn will be. It's
Yeah.
just a
Great set.
fan favorite
Mhm.
plane in Magic, and I might even play a Lorwyn pre-release. I didn't play a Spider-Man pre-release,
Well,
but
because
like,
to be fair, nobody did. So
well, I was also working, but still, like Lorwyn is just one of those planes that will bring anyone who's ever played Magic together and back. Like
Can we
no
can we
one
just
can
have
see
a
what you're playing
second
at.
to just talk about how great double-sided chalk
I
lands
was
are?
gonna bring that up right now. Dude, they're so good.
Oh, they're so
When I
good.
when I saw that there
They're
were
so
double-sided
good.
shock lands in this set, I was like,
I thought it was the dumbest thing in the world. When I first saw it, I thought there was a different shock land on each side.
Hmm.
I was like, "What are you doing?" What? And then I saw it was, "Oh, this is
Yeah,
really
because
cool. This is a
listen,
one side
Yeah.
is the light, and one side's the dark.
One side's
But
the
even
Shadowmoor and one side's the Lorwyn, right?"
right, but even the normal treatment ones, the normal cards are split down the middle.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I didn't see that. What do you mean?
yeah, like just the normal printing, not the like
The
order
art
list
in
and
the
whatever.
card is
The
like
art is half Lorwyn, half
Oh, that's
depicts two
Shadowmoor.
different
that's cool.
scenes,
Yeah,
but
because
not actually two different scenes.
the
It's
whole point of the set is it's like you understand Lorwyn is
it's the
uh,
amalgamation of
er,
both Shadowmoor
like
and Lorwyn.
it's the light and the dark.
Yeah.
Shadowmoor and Lorwyn's the light, Shadowmoor's the dark.
Do
And so
you
like
guys do you guys
there's an
think
eclipse.
if we weren't getting 4 non-universe Magic the Gathering sets in an alternate reality where Universes Beyond didn't exist, this year we would be getting a Lorwyn set and then a Shadowmoor set?
Probably because they would still do like block sets, but
Right.
they abandoned blocks well before they
God.
did Universes Beyond.
To have a time machine and just be able to go back for a couple months and just
So
play Lurwin and Shadowmoor, that'd be so
the
much fun.
universes within sets this year, just off the top of my head, Fractured Reality, Lorwyn, and what's the last one? I can't think of it.
Strixhaven.
Strickhaven. So this would shape up to be one of the coolest years in Magic for me, just because like how sweet is this year? Like fill that in with 1 or 2 more sets,
Yeah.
and
A
I'm a
Ravnica. Throw a Ravnica set in there.
I'm a crazy happy Magic the Gathering fan,
You
man.
wouldn't have any Shocklands left to print though.
I know. I know. I think that
Yeah, you can't do both. He's
I'm,
right.
I'm okay with that.
Is there any history of Shocklands in Lorwyn? I was kind of confused. I was like, having
it's a pretty
Shocklands was
crazy
not
add.
on my radar for.
I think
You gotta
the
complete the cycle for
reason
standard.
That's fair.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think and I think that they just want to keep the price of them down and keep them printed in standard, I think. So
Yeah, because I mean, to its credit, standard has become very accessible, even with all these sets coming out. Right, standard decks not very expensive, and
Yeah.
it's kind of wild.
it's nice. I mean, you don't want that's the argument against a rotating
Yeah.
format is I'm not going to pay $1,000 for a deck to play in standard that I have to get rid of in a couple months.
Right.
You want standard to be $100 decks because then people will play it. Like
Well,
that's
but that's the best argument that no one ever makes for modern either. Is modern is a non-rotating format that gets pseudo rotated and force rotated by Horizon sets and straight to
power
modern sets, and it kills the vibe of what made people fall in love with modern in the first place.
Are we not getting any? There's no straight to modern set
No,
this year.
but-
everything's
I understand.
This
I
is
know.
how Magic sets should be produced.
I
Right.
They
agree,
should be
but that's
produced
just
to
not what we've
standard.
seen. It's just not what we've
Commander
seen.
players pull good commander cards out of them and play them in their commander decks, and the cards that have utility and longevity find their way into Pioneer, Modern, Legacy, etc. This is
Wholeheartedly agree.
outside of the Universes Beyond shit. This is a beautiful harmony and way to produce Magic the Gathering. We're back, baby. We're back to the old days. This is where it's at.
I agree with that. Other than like, I just wish Wizards would figure out a rhythm. Like, you know what I mean? It's the same thing with like in Avatar, we have 7 different SKUs. There's like a scene box. There's like a billion different things.
Yeah.
It's like I wish they would just find a something that works and stick to it, because when it works, it's so good, right? Like it's just so good. When
You
Magic,
gotta shake the tree every once in a while.
yeah, but they don't stop
The
shaking.
tree has not stopped shaking.
They don't
The
stop
fruit is
shaking the
gone.
tree.
Stop shaking, Mark. Stop.
I mean, if they were doing this rhythm where it was the same type of products and they all went to standard and whatever, and they're throwing the Universes Beyond sets in there, eventually people would just say, "Oh, well, that's the way it is," and get over it and move on. But the fact that everything keeps changing is what causes it's like, well, I was starting to get used to it, but now it's
It makes
this and
you
this. It's like
it makes you speculate too, like I don't know, like that summer set in June, was it supposed to be a high powered modern set? Because
No,
or
they said last year all sets that they
Yeah.
produce now are going through the standard life cycle.
yeah, no, I
It was
like
a
that.
design shift. I made a big deal about that because I think that's huge. I think that's a way bigger
think you're
deal than anyone talked about.
Yeah, I think that's good. I agree with you. Like,
Yeah.
I maybe would like to see, like, I miss the days when we had one commander set that was like
Boo, get your commander cards like everyone else.
no, like I listen, Commander
like
2019 was
like the
fantastic.
C19
That
when it
kind of
was
stuff.
just
Oh,
when it was
you
just
just print
4
4 or 5
commander
decks?
decks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
it's
what
just 4
Oh,
commander
that's fine.
decks and that's it.
I miss those days. Like I wish we had something like that rather than I'm sure a lot of these sets will have a couple commander decks, but
So
Um,
the last thing I don't want us to skip this. I want to talk about Star Trek
ugh,
real
no,
quick.
can we not?
No, we're going to talk about it. I can't like this set because I can't stop picturing myself on the wrong side of the conflict in the movie Fanboys.
I don't know that one.
You guys don't know what the
I do. Don't say you guys.
Fanboys? I don't remember that one.
Oh my, well, you have homework tonight. Donald,
I have it on DVD if you want.
Yeah, that's a movie you should have on DVD.
Yeah.
It's also free on YouTube if you have YouTube Premium. Imagine yourself being the Star Trek fans in that movie.
It's called Fanboys.
I think the Star Trek thing follows along the same lines as like the Doctor Who, where like
Seth Rogen and Kristen Bell. Heck yeah, this has got to be funny.
it's a very specific it's a very specific.
How did I miss this movie?
Never mind.
You're Donald. I can't believe you haven't made Louis watch this movie.
How have I missed this movie?
I cannot make Louis do anything.
I'll teach you some stuff.
How did I miss this?
This movie is fantastic.
It's like right up my alley in the year that I graduated from high school.
Generation of movies where when you get the aesthetic and the vibe of that movie, when it gets going, you're going to be like, oh, I love every movie from this era.
What else was Dan Fogler in?
Have you seen Clerks?
Yeah, that's Dan.
No, I'm just asking if you've seen Clerks.
Oh.
And he's just generally asking, what other crazy good movies have you missed?
Yeah. All right. Anyway, I was looking up while you guys were going off on Fanboys. If they had scheduled the release of Star Trek and they had in mind Spaceballs 2, because Spaceballs 2 also announced this year. Spaceballs 2 is coming out, but it's not till 2027. So that's a miss. Way to go, Mark Rosewater.
God, you're gonna love this. I'm excited for you to watch this movie. You're gonna legitimately love this movie.
I will watch it tonight. Okay. Last thing for Magic. I know we're rolling, but last thing for Magic is all the secret layers. Tell me your favorite secret layer announced. Go.
The one you're gonna spend all your money on. That's what I'm most
like. Dwight Schrute's just not what I want in my Magic Gathering. I'm definitely the biggest Office fan on this podcast. I would venture to say I could quote more of The Office than anybody listening to this podcast. I would go up in an Office quote-a-thon with anybody who would ever want to. I might lose, but I would hold my own. You know, my wife and I wouldn't be married without The Office. The Office is a central part.
You needed something to watch while you kept trying to talk to her.
Yeah, it's a central part of our meeting. It's a central part of her needing me because I owned all the Office DVDs and she had to borrow them in college. Like,
look at you supplying value to the relationship.
We did a lot of making out on the couch watching The Office. Like, it is a lot of that. Yeah,
too much. Gross.
I just don't. I'm sorry. I just don't want to play as Recyclops. That seems stupid to me. I don't know.
You're definitely gonna buy it.
I mean, I'm definitely gonna buy it and try to get my wife to play. This might be what it won't, but this one came out and I was like, really? That's where we are.
This one came out of left field.
Yeah, I was like,
so what's worse, Dwight Schrute or Furby?
Honestly, this one's worse because Furby would come out and I'd be like, I don't care about that, right? This comes out and like, I didn't need to see Dwight Schrute, which isn't like, this is so backwards too because this isn't even relevant anymore.
But you were super excited about Bring Out Your Dead, Monty Python.
Monty Python fits Magic the Gathering though. It's the same universe. It's the same feel.
It's just,
this is always been the weirdest argument.
Why? It's a bunch of knights and swords. It makes sense in Magic the Gathering. It does it. It doesn't feel out of left field. It's not a person who works in the office. How do you not understand that? Like, what don't you understand about that? One of them has swords naturally. The other one has a stapler, and so here we are fighting. Why does that?
So it's never been about the universes beyond, or that it's a real thing in Magic the Gathering. It's just that it's not fantasy.
I think that's why I didn't like the Princess Bride ones either. The Princess Bride ones, I was like, what are we doing?
That's the same level of fantasy as
that's fair. I don't actually know what.
Monty Python.
What are you talking about?
That's fair. I've never watched Princess Bride. That's fair.
You never watched The Princess Bride?
I don't think so. I think maybe it's one of those movies I saw on like TNT when I was a kid, and
it had the word princess in it, and he's like, I'm
not watching a chick.
Exactly.
Like, I'm too manly for this shit.
It's exactly what happened.
People like that one more than me. I won't go back. I won't watch it again.
Is Princess Bride like that's like knights and stuff?
Not necessarily knights, but it's like it's in a fantasy type
swordsman,
world. Like
princess, fairy tale, love story, kind of.
there's
It's not just a wedding.
no.
Ouch.
All right, what other secret layer do you guys like?
I don't like any of them.
Trying to pull up the whole list. I put it somewhere.
The
Do we have a list
PlayStation
in
one,
Discord?
The Jaws one just pisses me off. The Jaws one is a
Okay.
new card, isn't it?
it is a new card, and they confirmed that it'll be, I think in Reality Fracture, it'll be a Universes Within card. But the
Wait a second. Hold on. What did you just say?
Reality Fracture,
They're
it
gonna
will
make
be
a
a,
Universes Beyond card into a Universes. Okay,
which is the opposite of what you said Reality Fracture would be.
interesting.
But I think the Jaws card, like as a commander, is a really cool commander. I like the mechanics of it. I would never play it still, but it is a really cool mechanic, I think.
I have
Like
a new shot select.
it's a use of blood tokens in a different way.
This secret layer seems all over the place.
Do we have the secret layers posted in the Discord anywhere?
Yeah,
or-
it's a link.
Some of
Here.
them are in there.
I'll post it again.
Okay.
The I guess if I was
There's a
excited about
demonic
any of
tutor.
them,
There's a demonic tutor in one of them, which is huge. Buy
Yeah.
every single one of those secret layers you can get your hands on, people.
I guess the one I would be excited about is the countdown kit.
Yeah.
That cryptic command.
And listen, the cryptic command's really cool, and the demonic tutor art is super crazy. Why is Josh leaving? He's going to get it. You know what he's getting? His textless cryptic command. He's got to show it off. It's got to be.
Nope. Missed it. I need this to be misprinted. One of my favorite cards I own is a playset of the circular logic in this art style that's misprinted.
No.
It's misprinted as a sorcery.
Hmm.
I need this thing to be misprinted so I can put them alongside it.
The Jaws one, I don't know.
The
I think I'm fine with the stuff in Secret Layer.
The Iron Maiden one I think is kind of neat. I would never ever buy it, but I think the Iron Maiden one looks cool.
God, somebody said the other day once they're going to be a Blink 182 Secret Layer, and I was like,
you would buy the crap out of that.
I'll buy it. Yeah, I'll buy that one. I'll buy the Dwight Schrute one too. I'll probably build a Dwight Schrute.
Did you buy my Spider-Man ones for me?
I didn't. No, I'm done trying to get Secret Layers.
The Dwight Swords to Plowshares is pretty hilarious.
You said on the podcast that you would get them for me.
I tried really, really hard, and I just wasn't able to do it.
Okay. Wow.
The Eddie Unchained ones. I don't know who that. Oh, that's Iron Maiden. Mm-hmm. Who's Eddie Unchained? Is that a singer in Iron Maiden or something?
It's yeah, kind of like Travis Barker. You know, Travis
that
Barker.
Windfall looks super cool. Is that card called Iron Maiden? Has that always been a card?
Yes, there is a card in Magic called Iron Maiden.
Okay, that's cool. Like these ones don't bug me at all because they fit Magic, right? Like they look like Magic cards. Trick or Treat.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, not excited for any of these secret layers. Wow,
the Furby one is so
wow.
There's several Furby ones too.
See, like, okay, so let me give you guys my thoughts on the Furby one. Okay, you're not gonna expect this from Louis.
It's got a miscast.
The Furby one fits to me just the same way as what's the unicorn one?
My Little Pony.
The My Little Pony. It's hilarious. If you show up to a Magic the Gathering game, it's like, you know how like when you tell a joke, this might not be correct here, but I'm gonna go for it anyway. You know how when you tell a joke, there's a line. It's like, oh, you crossed the line and that was not appropriate. You guys tracking?
Yeah,
I
basically
saw
everything you say. Yeah.
You know how there's a line that's like you cross the line and it's not appropriate. But the funnier the joke, the more the line gets pushed back, right? Like if you tell a really funny joke, the lines, it's kind of
you can cross the line for the sake of humor. It's just bad if the humor doesn't hit.
Right. If the humor hits, you can cross the line, right? Like it's like the line is like more of it's a guideline instead of a rule. that's where the secret layer, like the Furby one, crosses, because this is so ridiculous to show up to a table full of sweaty 35-year-old guys with, that it's so good and so funny. I'm a fan of the Furby secret layer for
I
that
don't
reason.
I don't think the person that sits down across from me that's my age and plays the Furby Soul Ring, I think I feel very maybe not the
That's why
same,
it's funny. That's why
maybe not the
it's
same, but
good.
I feel that very closely to the same way as the person who puts down the anime girl in skimpy clothing playmat.
No,
I'm
that's
like,
silly.
you're both a little weird.
That's silly.
You're both a
The
little weird to
person
me.
who plays the
What if
Furby
they do
soul
both?
ring,
What if they have both?
if you have
Then
both,
I
you're
call the
just
authorities
Yeah.
immediately.
get out of my
That
store.
poor doll.
And
You know,
your name's Logan.
I was gonna say, Logan would. You absolutely know Logan would.
I'm calling the authorities, Logan.
Yeah.
I just think I think that one's so ridiculous. I want it. That's where I think about this secret layer.
I'm not gonna lie, the Soul Ring's the best looking card of.
Yeah, that whole
Of all.
one right there, the Do Ya Nola, is really cool. But then like the regular one, Furby the Gathering, where it's like a Furby in fantasy art, is
Yeah,
stupid.
those
That's dumb.
those are
That's awful.
dumb, and the odd bodies ones are just terrifying.
Yeah, that one's crazy.
Like the
Nobody wants that.
Umbrus, like
Nobody,
that's not Furby anymore. That's something else.
nobody wants any of that. Anyway,
Let's not bury the lead anymore. Let's talk about the only Magic topic that anyone wants to talk about. The Pro Tour Championship back in the United States where it belongs, baby. Let's go.
Who won? I didn't follow at all.
The Pro Tour champ is American again, as all things should be. Ryder Cup, who cares? Pro Tour champion, USA.
dude,
USA.
we let down the Americans so bad on this podcast last week. It was so disappointing. I was calling for us to cheer for USA, and George just made fun of golf the whole time, and then they didn't show up. It was George.
I understand that he wants to make fun of you, which that's fine. I'm normally down
He
for
didn't
it.
even
But you
cheer for
cheered-
USA.
I just chanted USA, and neither of you joined in also. So George number 2,
Yeah.
what's your problem?
I'm trying to figure out who won since you don't know.
I was too busy looking at Lurwin stuff to see if we missed anything. There's a serialized
Mono Blue
card.
Belcher takes it all home.
Serialized card. That's kind of good.
6 different decks in the top 8. You'll love to see it. You'll love to see it.
Okay.
What was the? Oh, it was modern.
Finals
Okay.
Mono Blue Belcher against Azor's
Break.
Control.
We've spent an hour talking about Magic, and more importantly, about an hour ago when we started this podcast, we talked about how Donald was horribly wrong about something, but now we have to finish the next section of the podcast and talk about the Sorcery release date. Everybody, welcome to the Sorcery segment where we
Donald,
finally
you
have
know this
something
already?
to talk about. And I have to say, of all the things Donald has ever been wrong about, the number one thing that he has been wrong about was his propaganda that Sorcery would not release a set in 2025.
Never said that.
That's just a lie. Now
if
you're
you
just
go back
lying to the podcast.
I asked a question. I said,
Wait 2 years and then lie about your takes like Louis.
Yeah,
Like an adult.
come on. We do
I
have
asked
memories
a
here.
question whenever you were talking about Dragon Lord. I said, does
You
that
did
mean
pose the question, what
Yeah.
if that set doesn't come out this year?
right? I did
No.
not say.
And
that
then he went
don't-
like this.
You're not going to gaslight me. You're not going to
Okay.
gaslight me.
I
You're
mean,
not
it's
gonna
right
take
there
this
on
from
the
me.
internet for
You're
everybody
not
to
going to
see.
take
So.
this from me. The comment section will say that I was right.
No, they won't.
Yeah.
More importantly than
I'm fine
Donald
with that.
being wrong, which is very important. Let me just stress that is very important.
I would also like to add here
Gothic,
that
December
it-
5th, 2025. We have a
it has
release
not
date.
released. They
So,
can say it's going to release on December 5th.
so very
that
importantly,
does not mean it does.
they addressed your negativity and negative speculation instead of banning us, which would be what a child would do as a game creator. If you were a child, you would ban us. You would take away our product from a store for speculating and entertaining the viewers.
Remove us from creator programs.
You would remove us from that. Instead of doing that, they just addressed it like adults having a conversation. They basically said Donald's name in their interview. They were like, some people think that we can't get a set out. They put their hands up just like you. They said some people think we can't get a set out by 2025, but we do. And what they said, Donald, is that they actually they were waiting to release a set release day to make sure that they could. Sorry, I'm inferring a little bit. They didn't quote. This is not a quote.
I watched the same thing you did. They did not say that.
They kind of said it. They were kind of like, we were waiting to make sure that things were here on time, so we didn't have to be late. That's what I heard. I don't know.
Yeah, they didn't say that at all. But you can hear whatever you want.
I think a lot of confidence in December 5th. A lot of confidence. Gothic, and then on top of like
confidence in December 5th.
as if the cookie wasn't good enough, as if the steak dinner didn't have enough meat on their bones. 440 new cards.
Didn't we know that already though? Didn't we know it was going to be a 400 card set?
We knew that it was going to be the largest set ever for Sorcery, and we knew that the previous set was 403 cards, but we did not know that it was 440, and we did not know that they were all unique cards. There is no reprints in the 440 cards. I confirmed that this past week.
Yeah, but were there no reprints in Arthurian Legends either? Wasn't like we don't have any precedent that there
Sure,
would be
but when we were talking about it, one of the things that a lot of people were saying was like, oh, they can make the set bigger by doing different art for like reprinting some of the cards for draft and that kind of thing. 13 new avatars, and I believe it's 17 new artworks for the avatars, because I believe that the 4 pre-constructed decks in the pre-constructed deck pack all have unique artwork to the pre-constructed decks, even though you can get the cards in the packs. But 13 brand new avatars to the set.
I saw a card that fits in my Pathfinder really well.
Yeah, you gonna start playing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never stopped playing. We haven't had a sorcery event in 2 years.
You're right. That's 2 years is a lot. That is not accurate. It's been 6 months. Yes, John.
If only I had the logs.
You do have the logs.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Was the soliloquy you just did, the grandstanding, was that a victory lap?
I'm not done yet.
Okay,
but we can.
Good. We'll wait.
I actually have a negative thing. I would like to address my negativity on the podcast as well. Is that okay? Am I allowed to also address Donald's disgusting lies?
We're just here watching you wrestle with yourself at this point, so we're in.
I did address Donald's disgusting lies, and I think I would like to address some of my negativity as well. I don't like the December 5th release date. I'm gonna say it. I wish that this was releasing in October. December 5th is it's a rough day. Listen, December 5th is right before Christmas.
It is a rough day. You know why it's a rough day?
No. Why? Is it your birthday? Is that your birthday?
Day after.
Donald's gonna be 41. 2. Oh my god, you're old. So we'll have a release party for Donald's birthday.
You should start assuring the quality of that age, buddy.
I don't love the December 5th release day. And last week I said, like, I really hope they don't come out and say, hey, this sets out in 3 days, right? Like it's orders are due in 3 days, like for Dragonlord. So
you also said, I hope they don't release in the middle of the holidays. But
so the middle of the holidays.
I don't want to let you off the hook for this. I like that you're owning it, but I want to clarify something.
Okay.
I think when we had this discussion a couple months ago, we were talking about the release date and it was going to get pushed back later and later. And then someone said, like, oh, if they do it in December, it's still technically this year. And we were all like, ooh, all of us went, ooh, holiday release TCGs. And I think your quote was, I'd rather they just not release it this year. I think that's the worst case scenario.
I agree with it, but if there was a day in the holidays that you release it, December 5th is not. It's not Thanksgiving weekend. It's close.
The week after.
It's a week after Thanksgiving.
So everyone spent all their money on Black Friday, and then the next week.
Listen, you're excited for
pre-release Black Friday, pre-release.
I don't think
pre-release.
I don't think that.
Oh,
Listen, You're after Thanksgiving, but it's not their fault Thanksgiving's late this year. Let's start off by who the hell put Thanksgiving so ridiculously late this year?
It's the
That
same.
guy's an asshole.
The
Oh my
creators of Sorcery have calendars.
That guy's an asshole.
They have access to calendars.
It's that guy's an asshole. I don't like that guy.
Simon's smarter than anyone that's ever been on this podcast. He has a calendar.
But December 5th
That's unfair.
is
Any regular on this podcast.
December 5th is early enough in December that there's a lot of people who don't even have Christmas decorations up yet. Like there's people who are still slacking. They're not going to have their Christmas decorations up until like
You're trying
the
really hard.
And
to
so
glaze it.
I think it's just right in like I'm still wish it was October, but this is better. And if I said that it would be better, then I'd disagree with myself. This is better than missing the release day. And I think that there's enough time as long as all of the boxes get to stores, you know, the week before this, the Friday before release, just like Magic does and Pokemon does and that kind of stuff. And we can get boxes to people by the 5th and deliver on the 5th and fulfill the product on the 5th. I think that this is going to be great. And importantly, more important than anything, we have a full 2 months of pre-ordering and sharing and people getting excited and the hype cycle building. That was the biggest factor for
That is
me.
the best part.
Yeah, that was the biggest factor for me over the last 2 weeks was like, when the hell are they going to announce this? When are we going to know? Are they going to tell us that we have 2 weeks to pre-order this? And I'm going to have to know how many boxes I want? But, you know what I mean? Like, of all the things that could have happened after they missed the October window, this is great. This is fantastic. And Simon, I believe, has said that this was the original window for release. Like this was what they intended.
Here we go again.
This is
putting words out there.
Well, it's like this is what they intended, which I also think is good. There's been a metric ton of releases.
Did you hear that in the video too?
No, I heard
Simon,
that from talking
if you
to him.
didn't say that, I might see Louis sooner than later. Let me know. I'll beat him down for you.
Like this was my point is that they're not like they're not reacting to shipping delays and that kind of thing. They had this set up as a window of which there's not a major Magic release, there's not a major Pokemon release for stores and that kind of thing. I think they were probably looking at like Riftbound 2 releases in late October, I believe. So they're like trying to find their way around all those things. I'm stoked. I'm so jazzed. I've never been. Listen, the theme is better. Like Arthurian Legends is like, I tried to learn the Arthurian legend lore and that kind of thing. It just doesn't. I don't know. It's kind of.
Which is crazy that Monty Python is your favorite movie, which is.
When did I say that Monty Python is my favorite movie?
Human being.
Yeah, but it makes fun of it. It's funny because it makes fun of it.
I tried to learn who King Arthur was, but
you're just a
you know
a spray and pray of a human.
You know what the craziest part about this is?
You
know what their MSRP is?
$400.
$166.66.
No way.
How many packs?
That's a good question. I think it's 36 packs. But then the deck set I think is 44.66. There's a lot of 666s in here.
Well, 44.66 is only 2 of them. So it'd have to be 46.66.
Maybe it's 46. It might be 46. I don't know.
That's pretty cool if that's the theme.
I said, he said, what do you think about the price? I said, summoning the devil on your TCG release is wild. But whatever works for you, man.
It is pretty wild.
So if this happens and this goes off,
when it happens, we
already got through the solo kitchen table TCG video portion of this podcast. Okay. If this happens and goes off, this is a win.
Yeah.
This is a win. It is everything you want a sorcery set to be. It fits theme. The art from the TCG player video, which I fought the urge to stop and read cards. I didn't do it. I just watched it a bunch, tried to glean from that, doing that. It's a win. It's everything you want a sorcery set to be in that vein. It's coming out the year. It's once a year. There's enough time to build up hype. I still wish they would build better over the year if you're going to do one release. And I don't know how to do that. I'm a guy in my basement. I don't run a trading card game. I wish they would keep engagement throughout the year in a better way somehow. But as far as releases go, you got to nail this. And if everything goes off without a hitch, the set looks like it's on theme. The art from the couple videos looks cool. The price point in an era where people are getting priced out of TCGs. Things are getting like
Yeah.
to get a collector item in other TCGs is getting wildly expensive. You can get a collector item here for a reasonable box price. That's a win. There's a lot of good stuff going on
if
with
there's
this,
enough supply.
but now we just have to execute. Now let's execute.
The supply is a really hard.
Because Dragon Lord was not a win in that realm. You can't get your hands on it.
Yeah,
No,
and maybe that was
lost.
just bad communication on their part to like not explain what their goal of Dragon Lord was, but it did not approach the LGS in any good way. You know what I mean? Like,
goal of a trading card, I don't know. I think it's okay to say, maybe I'm wrong, maybe Sorcery will kill me for it. Dragon Lord was just a loss.
that's what a child would do. A
Dragon
child would
Lord
ban me for it.
Dude, Dragon Lord was just an L. There's no scenario, even if you're giving it directly to the creator, that you should go this long without products. Get your community. Your community is this excited about finally sinking their teeth in someone for there to be that little of it and that tight of a window to try to go find it. There's
I mean,
no scenario where that works.
last year, Louis was telling us that there was going to be that mini set coming out in Q1.
But we were all just speculating. We were just
like,
you know,
so had that happened, had it came out in Q1, and then like this was in the end of Q3, Q4, whatever, like the real set. I think that's a great timeline.
Little cadence, little Q2 teaser, little Q4 set, little Q2 teaser, little Q4 set.
Let's do our favorite thing here, okay? Let's tell card game companies what to do. Right? That's one of our favorite.
That. We're good at that.
I want to hear from you guys. If you guys had the ear, which I believe you do, I believe they listen to this podcast. Do you have the ear of
God, I hope not.
Of the sorcery team? What would you do? You have 2 months. You have 1/6 of the year of your release to promote this card game and promote this to as many people as you can, to get as many people starting to play sorcery with Gothic as you can right now. What would you do in order to get people the knowledge of Gothic is coming out? You should go pre-order it at KitchenTableTCG.com.
I think spoiler season is a huge part of that. I think using the way Magic used to and using your spoiler seasons to build excitement for a set instead of now we're just in this perpetual spoiler season, it's lost all hope of building any kind of excitement. I think sorcery can use that to their advantage. If you have you're releasing cards in a 6-month window, but you have to plan it correctly. You get like cards that work well together, and you release them. This month is going to be this set of cards released, and they're like, they're part of this like cycle. And then this month we release this part of this cycle. And
how do you do that? You're saying just put it on their website, or do they?
No, like use your content creators.
Okay. Do you think just like a regular content creator release type thing?
Yeah, because I mean, especially for sorcery, because it's such a community driven game that I feel like that builds more excitement for your release than anything does, because you want your community out there hyping your game up. They are the ones that are going to be the ones that go to your local game store and say, "Hey, will you carry sorcery?" It's not going to be the other way around. It's not going to be the local game store saying, "Hey, you guys want to play sorcery?" So, it's your community that's going to build the game. It's my opinion.
Josh?
So, I think I largely agree with a lot of what Donald says, especially about spoiler season. The thing I disagree with is Magic spoiler season doesn't build hype. Magic spoiler season builds a ton of hype. The problem is there's so many sets. It's just a constant spoiler season. You're constantly building hype for so many things.
And
I think
the hype outdoes itself, right?
right. It's
The
just
hype
never
for
it's
lore
never
right now,
ending.
and before
You
lore
don't
even
have
comes
a
out,
Did you guys watch How I Met Your Mother?
yeah,
Barney's hype mix is all rise. There's no rise and fall, rise and fall. It's
right.
all rise.
Yeah, that's
That's
why
just
I was saying it's perpetual. It's just
yeah.
like there's no getting excited because by time this set drops, I'm already looking at cards for the next set.
Yeah, but if you're
So
looking at
like
cards for the next set, you're excited about that set. We're gonna
yeah,
let's
but
not
I'm not excited about the set that's out right now that I can play with. Like
for sorcery. I've always believed that the biggest thing sorcery has going for it is that childhood pull that I have to the midnight release. And it doesn't have to be sorcery doesn't have to be a midnight release, but just for my child going to a midnight release of a video game or a card game, like you're out later than you should be, and it's dark out and you've been so excited about things. So spoiler season in these last 2 months, you're pretty much just locked into leaking cards, leaking potential strategies, building that. But if I were sorcery, and I was thinking about this just now, so follow me just, and if I put this together wrong, I'm sorry. You'd have to do it in phases. You'd have to go big build up to release, make your release the biggest thing, the thing that matters the most, right? Then following that release, and you got a little window because you don't have 7 sets a year, you now need to drive people to for this release, what's next? I built up to this massive thing, and not what's next is the next set, follow me along, but now in 2 months, the dust code rewards for Gothic are coming, right?
Mhm.
So after Gothic, what do we do after Gothic? We do 2 months later, dust code rewards for Gothic. After that period of time, first initial teaser to next thing tied to Gothic. So maybe it's how Gothic transitions into this next thing, but just a small because you can't do a lot, right? You still got a lot of the year left. Little mini teaser. Hey, we did Gothic. We're on to the next thing. Little mini what's next, as well as big Gothic event cycle. And
Yeah.
then from there, now you're back into set announcement, spoilers, but you have to build a long road. I don't know how I'm an idiot who writes code and sits in his basement. I don't know how to do it, but in my opinion, that long road of capitalizing on what could be the most nostalgic and connective peak in trading card games right now. A sorcery release could be the thing that trading card game fans care about for the longest, the most. With everything else cycling through so fast, with a million other trading card games, it is what sorcery can capitalize the most, making that the highest that it can, building a slope from that that takes you to the next thing, and then taking your time to make sure you consistently build back up to that peak is most important.
Yeah.
well, we have all those pieces, right? So in August, end of August or mid August, whatever, we get Dragon Lord. We also get Crossroads and Cornerstone events, and then here shortly we go into Gothic. Like we have everything in Q4 that could have been a whole year long thing of sorcery. You know, Q1, your mini set comes out.
Right, but the
Q2, end
timing
of
of those
Q2, beginning
announcements
like
matters.
Well, I mean, one of the problems with the mini set was I think that the timeline was very much dictated by the artist,
sure.
which is just the way they have so much respect for the artist, they're willing to do that. No other game's willing to do that, right? Like
Mhm.
no other game is willing to give the artist that much power over.
Yeah, but then it can't be part of your core. I mean, you asked me a question about
Nobody said it was
capitalizing on
part.
hype and interest.
We said it was. We said it was part of their core. It might just be one thing they did once and will
No,
Just a
never do
one-off.
no,
again.
no. You're not hearing me. You asked me how to capitalize on interest and hype and how to build fans up to that moment. If you're going to let these mini sets or whatever they are, secret sorcery secret layers be at the artist timeline, they can't be part of your core marketing that builds that hype cycle.
Yeah.
They can't be part of that because you can't rely on them.
Yeah.
And that's okay. They can stand outside on their own.
So I would do similar to what you're saying, Josh. I think you said a lot of good points. But instead of only focusing on the road ahead for sorcery, I would actually focus behind for sorcery. I think right now you have a really interesting opportunity as sorcery. Um, I would do everything you can to give content creators, and also the Sorcery team does fantastic content themselves too. They're one of the very first games to actually like do content and drive. One of my biggest frustrations with indie TCGs when I was really doing indie TCGs was that their entire reliance on content creators to make content rather than making their own content. But Sorcery does a good job of making content. You should go subscribe to their YouTube channel. They put out really cool stuff. But what I would do if I were them is I would set a day, probably November, and this is kind of unprecedented in the TCG world. I would give every single content creator who has ever made a gameplay focused video on YouTube or wherever it is, I would give them one of the sets of the 4 Precon decks. And I would say, starting November 1st, you're allowed to do whatever you want with that thing. You can share videos, you can make gameplay footage, you can do deck techs, you can do whatever. But also with that kit, send them a box of beta and a box of Arthurian Legends. Every single content creator gets all 3 sets. Say you have to do one video that's, showing off all the cards, do whatever you want, right? But like the point is to connect the viewers and say, hey, listen, Sorcery has a new set coming out called Gothic, but they also have beta and Arthurian Legends that you can go back to right now. You can pick up the beta Precon decks, are as available as they've ever been, right? You can pick up those decks, you can start learning how to play the game, but you also give the content creators stuff a full month ahead of the time to make content. Because what happens, in my opinion, with TCGs is a lot of people are going to be excited for Gothic, and then they're going to go buy Gothic on release day, and they're not going to have any clue how to play with the cards, and they're going to be completely in left field to how to navigate playing a Gothic event, how to navigate playing with the Precons at home. But if they've been watching, let's pretend Donald didn't make Lorcana's content and instead he makes Sorcery content. If they've been watching Donald play with the Necromancer for the last full month on, twice a week on his YouTube stream, if they've been watching that, and all of a sudden they can pick up those decks and they know how to utilize the cards and how to have fun, I think that's a really big win. And I think it will bring a lot of eyeballs to the game and make that conversion factor a lot easier at the end of the day.
Well, you and I did that we played those starter decks on stream several times.
Yeah.
And
that's what they
did,
kind of what they did with the
right.
original
Like
launch.
they did that originally with that launch. And that, like I said, your community is what grows your game, and your content creators are at the center of that.
Yeah.
They can either grow your game or they can kill your game. Unfortunately, that's just where we are in this day and age of influencers and everything. People that get paid to make YouTube videos, scum of the earth. But the that's the whole, they will absolutely drive the excitement for your game, and your content creators are so important. That was one thing that Cryptic did so badly.
Yeah.
Like
everything was a secret.
Yeah, and they focused on their whatnot streamers.
Yeah, and I want that to be very
Instead of-
clear what I said. I did not say send a booster box to all these content creators to open a booster box on their channel so that those people can sell the cards for the highest possible value and make a bunch of money and whatever. I'm not saying that. I don't think they should do that. I think that if there's a pack in these Precons, they should take the pack out before they send it to the, to the content creators.
Or if it's a booster box, send it unsealed.
I
Or
don't
just
think they
send
should.
the packs.
I don't
Just send
think
the
they should
packs,
send booster boxes. I don't think
I
we
mean,
need to
if you're-
see every card and every mechanic and whatever. I think they need to see the Precons so that
Yeah, for sure. The
you know,
Precons for sure. And
um,
and of all the people that are going to respect the game and make content as above, trying to scalp, your Sorcery content creators are going to be at the top of that.
Yeah.
Like the ones that care about the game, they're going to use that product for what it's intended.
yeah, and I mean, like if a Precon, there's gonna be a billion of these Precons. No one's gonna be able to sell. No one's gonna be silly enough to buy a Precon deck for more than the cost. You know what I mean? And for Sorcery, I mean, the cost for Sorcery for that is like not very much money. There's probably 20 YouTube channels.
It's probably more in shipping for them than it is.
Yeah, I mean, it costs nothing for them. I think the question is, do they want people to have those cards? Do they want people to see those cards ahead of release or not?
Well, at this
And that's
point,
up to them.
is there enough time?
Yeah.
Like, do they have that? Is that product, can they get that to you?
I don't know about that.
Before,
I think the question really is like, do they want that? And I'm not saying that they do. I'm just saying I asked the question, right? Like, what would we do? That's how I would do it. Like, I think that's a really important way. I think it's important for people to know how to play precons when they get them.
I gotta tell you, I don't think that would work.
No?
No.
Why?
I think that works when you have the mindset for sorcery that you have, right? Where it's something you truly love and want to shepherd into this great place, and it's I don't think that's often the case. I think we have to remember you're going to send this to content creators, and let's be honest about what's going to happen. You're going to work very hard on a video. It's an indie TCG video about gameplay. It's not going to get a ton of views. It's not going to do. Not gonna do
Listen,
great.
man, I agree that videos don't get a lot of views when they're gameplay focused. But if this is the first time, if you send them to the content creators and you say you're not allowed to share this until November 1st, the door opens wide, right?
Sure, you
You're
got
gonna
20 content creators and how many sorcery fans?
there. I mean, like, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to watch just to see the cards, to see, things they haven't seen, to learn the mechanics.
I like your idea of sorcery doing this on their channel. One hub, one place to find all this. Sending it to content creators. I think that puts a lot of.
I don't know. Your sorcery fan knows every single sorcery content creator out there. Like, it is one hub. I don't think that. I don't think it's that obscure to try and find.
I'm still not spreading that content. It's niche enough where I'm not spreading it across a multitude of channels. It's a single topic.
I don't think the plan though is to
get views.
to get new views. I think the plan is to get your enfranchised players excited about it, to say, hey buddy who's never played sorcery, check out this video. We should do this.
You know what the prime example of this is?
You're missing my point. My point is a content creator makes content, and part of their motivation, whether they'll tell it to you in a microphone or not, is to get views.
Yeah, but all these content creators are already making sorcery videos, Josh. They're not making other.
They're already not making.
They're already doing sorcery gameplay videos, buddy. That's what they're doing. That's what there's very, very little sorcery content that isn't gameplay focused.
Right, but I'm saying that's a short-term strategy, because I don't think those people, if the views don't pick up, will keep doing it.
They've been doing it without the things.
Without
That's
any
my point. There's
Never mind.
Yeah.
Yes, they have been doing it. This time next year, how many of those channels are still doing this? Significantly fewer.
I'm gonna go with 90%. That would be my
guess.
That
is no chance. Take that bet. How much you want to bet?
Sorcery. All right, let's do this. If you are a sorcery content creator who makes any form of gameplay footage, leave a comment on this video. Hey Siri.
No. I didn't want. Hold on. I don't want May the Zoo be with you viewers. I want everyone making sorcery gameplay videos. I don't want May the Zoo be with you viewers. I don't want the most enfranchised of the most enfranchised. I want people making sorcery gameplay videos.
There's multiple sorcery gameplay podcasts.
Sure. I believe you. I'm not saying there's not. I'm saying without views, content becomes a much bigger struggle. And there will be people that stick around. There will be people that do it because they love it. It won't be 90%.
Okay. Anyway, that's what I think they should do. You can disagree with me if you want to. That's fine. But I'm stoked.
I think if this goes off well, this is the best case scenario if we were going to miss October. So what, second best case scenario?
Yeah, I agree. Well, November would have been better, but
November's tough because aren't people?
I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters. November, December.
No.
Are college people still taking tests? They're not on break yet and stuff.
Yeah, usually up until the first week of December.
Yeah, December feels. There's a chance December is a bigger win than early November.
I'm stoked. I'm so stoked for this.
What would have been better is a Halloween.
Yeah,
Favorite.
that's like that was my thought
Yeah.
too. I thought that too. I was like, man, it's the perfect fit.
That's
It
true.
reminded me of the
That's true.
MetaZoo Nightfall set that came out on Halloween.
That's not a great sign.
I actually
Dude,
think they missed the
October
window.
31st is a Friday this year.
Yeah. See,
How
so that's what they should do. Forget November 1st. They should be able to the content creators should have to release their video on Friday, October 31st.
Right.
When
That should be-
definitely no one's inside.
Yeah. No. All right, everyone. We need to get to Donald's secret sauce.
Okay, so Furbies, a FBI plant to collect information about us and store it, and then they would well before, like, Furby is the original Alexa, Google Home device, whatever, those things that are just always listening and collecting information about you and reporting it back to headquarters. That's what Furby was back before we had all that stuff.
How did it transmit the data?
It broke and you had to take it back to return it, and
And
then
somebody pulled out an SD card and was like listening to it?
Yep.
That's a wild take.
But then couldn't I just buy a Furby off eBay right now and take it apart and find the recording device and the SD card?
you probably should.
Prove 'em wrong. Prove 'em wrong.
So-
You
Just
won't do
don't
it.
talk while you do it.
You won't do it, Josh.
So if I do that and I don't find it, are you going to pay for the Furby that I just destroyed?
Oh,
which is
absolutely
probably
not.
$400?
I would like to apologize to the listener of the podcast who heard the Furby thing at the beginning and waited this long to hear what the conspiracy theory was.
What did you think it was going to be?
I don't know. That was awful though. That's it did remind me that I saw a thing today that apparently you can get like not infrared, but the Wi-Fi signal in your house can report back exactly where there's people standing in the house. Isn't that crazy? I heard that and I was like, oh, that's crazy.
Like sonar. It just
Yeah.
bounced off of you.
Well, I mean, right. Everything is waves, right?
I didn't know
The
that.
question is catching and reading those waves.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that was such a knowledge.
You ever heard
I
of
tested AI
dolphins?
with it like a year and a half ago or something like that.
Of dolphins, I have heard of dolphins.
Like the Miami Dolphins?
Like Echo the Dolphin on the Sega.
Echo the dolphin.
Surprised
I
it's
had
not
a
an
secret
Echo
sauce,
the
I couldn't remember
Dolphin.
what it was.
Clear.
All right.
I went. All right.
New secret sauce.
I need to know if you guys are judging me or not. For the first time in my life,
Probably.
I was feeling sick, and I bought ramen noodle soup, less than 25 cents per a packet, and I made it, and I threw it away. I took a bite, and I said, "This is gross."
You did
And
it wrong.
Hold on. First of all, I'm a man who's been making ramen for a long time. I didn't do it wrong. I thought I got a bad pack, which I'd never gotten before, and I made another one, and it was gross.
Well, if one pack
I-
was bad, the whole batch has to be bad. They
I'm
didn't make that
worried-
one pack separate from the other.
Two questions here that'll tell me everything I need to know.
Did you
What
microwave it?
brand? What brand did you buy?
Maruchan
Okay. What flavor did you buy?
chicken.
That's,
Okay.
that's the only chicken. That's the only one. That's
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what's
okay.
nasty? You know
So-
what's absolutely disgusting?
Actually, I have a third
I'm
Shrimp
kind
flavored
of freaking out,
ramen.
guys.
If people eat shrimp flavored ramen, I can't.
I'm kind
That's
of freaking
disgusting.
out. If I've hit
have
the
you
age of my
seen-
life where that's gross to me, how am I ever going to get a 50-cent lunch ever again?
I don't know. I eat ramen twice a week.
I'm so screwed. I'm so screwed.
I was gonna make a Donald eating ramen joke, and I decided not to, and then he just did.
I'm not
Let
ashamed.
Don
I
go
am
for it.
not one bit ashamed. I eat ramen at
No,
least
this
twice
is a
a week.
big deal.
It's
This
not a
is
big deal.
huge.
It's really not.
I
Every one
will
of my
tell
lunches
you.
is going to be full priced.
I will tell you the secret hack though. Sponsor of this podcast, Ramen Bay. They make freeze-dried ramen toppings. And you just take like a couple scoops and you put it in the boiling water. And so now you've got like your eggs and bok choy and carrots and mushrooms or whatever, like add into.
Oh, I thought you were going to
ramen.
give me the real hack, which
That is
is
the hack. It's
when
great.
when it's boiling, right when it's done, scramble an egg and then crack it in
Yeah,
there.
that's good too.
That's
But-
the best way to do it.
So I have to ask the question though: do you drain the water and just eat the noodles?
No, I drink
no,
some
but
of,
I never
I
drink
drink
them. I
some
never
of the
drink it.
water.
Yeah.
Okay.
I drink some of the
Because
water.
there are people who drain all the water and then just eat the noodles. But
I think
the
I
thing,
respect that.
the thing is, I put
Sure,
like
psychopaths exist.
I put two like chicken bouillon cubes in mine, and I put like fish sauce and
Yeah,
oyster
no,
sauce
you don't count
and
anymore.
like
I'm eating
like-
ramen as God intended. I'm cracking the pack and I'm eating
my
this ramen.
my ramen is like fully loaded.
There was people in college who would forget to put the water in the ramen, and they would just put it in the microwave, and the fire alarm would go off. That was like
Yeah,
a
it would
regular thing.
Start on
Yeah,
fire.
you can definitely start a fire with like if
That-
you don't have newspaper, use ramen noodles.
And the
Also,
mac and
4
cheese,
minutes and 34 seconds if you have to microwave it. Perfect amount of time.
3 minutes 30 seconds. That's the perfect time for ramen.
No,
I've
4
never
minutes 34.
microwaved ramen.
If you have to.
I
Then you don't
always
have a
microwave.
choice.
Always
No.
microwave ramen.
No,
No, it's
You
better
guys-
on the stove.
You wait for the water to boil.
it's 2 minutes.
That's crazy. It only takes 3.5 minutes, and you're done. in the
Well, once the water's
Yeah, but
boiling, it takes probably less than a minute for those
Yeah,
noodles to get soft.
exactly.
I actually have I ate a lot of ramen a while back, but I actually bought this like protein ramen thing.
Oh, you fell for that Instagram ad?
Oh yeah, well, like not only did I fall for it, I actually got a distribution account to get it at wholesale price because I was
I
gonna
remember we were going to serve it at the store.
I thought it would be a really good thing to sell at the store.
Yeah,
It's like, you know,
super expensive ramen to your game store
it
people.
was like
Great.
not that expensive. It was like $6 for a thing of ramen.
How much did I say I paid for mine?
But it was
That's
like a
what
meal.
percentage
It was
markup?
like a meal replacement thing. It wasn't just like a crappy bowl of ramen. It was
Buddy, at
supposed
the end
to
of the
be
day, it's still a crappy bowl of ramen.
no, this was made with some sort of like pumpkin protein shit. I don't know. It's disgusting though.
Yeah,
It was
you read the webpage. I'm
also-
proud of you.
it stunk up the house. It was gross.
So my question is, how much did you have to buy and throw away?
I gave
bought-
it away.
I
I
bought
gave it
2
to friends.
packs. Oh wait,
Gave it to friends.
Yeah.
I didn't get any.
Donald, how much of his ramen do you have?
I didn't get any. It tells me all I needed to know.
I gave it to I gave it to anybody who was important to me in my life.
Checks out.
I actually think I still have some in my garage.
But I'm really worried. I'm worried that if I can't eat cheap ramen anymore, who am I as a human? I don't like myself. I don't like the man I've become.
I agree.
Dude, I can go.
I agree with your take on yourself, Josh.
I could go to a Michelin star restaurant and like be really, really excited and happy about it, and then also the next day go to McDonald's and eat a Happy Meal. And like,
Is that like a restaurant where they change your tires?
yeah, that's exactly what it is. Mhm.
I like McDonald's way too much for an adult.
I don't.
I have a McDonald's.
Extra value menu commercial, and the first thing that pops up is an $8 meal. What part of that is an extra value?
I would pay $8 for a McDonald's Diet Coke.
I know you would.
Yeah.
Because you would also pay $9 for a bag of ramen, apparently.
All right, everyone. Thanks for watching the podcast. This was a great episode. I had fun this one.
This is a good one.
We were rolling today. I hope you guys all had fun. Go subscribe to Josh's channel over at Hometown TCG. Subscribe to Scruffy Look in Gaming. Go buy all of your Gothic products. I think I probably got them up by now at Kitchen Table
At
TCG.
Team Covenant. Oh,
Oh,
no? Where?
too soon.
Are you going to sell it? Are you going to have Gothic to sell?
Soon.
That's news to me. I thought you didn't get the sets anymore. I'm sorry.
Ouch.
I expect that from somebody who can't enjoy a good ramen noodle soup. A snotty guy like you.
Hey,
would probably,
hey,
a snotty guy like you would probably
I told
shop
that
there.
to you and all these listeners in confidence.
A snotty guy like you, that makes a whole lot of sense to me. If you like ramen noodle soup and you're not too snotty like Josh, go buy your Gothic over at KitchenTableTCG.com, everybody. Thank you guys all for watching the podcast. It means a lot to us. We love you. Remember to be kind to the people around you, and may the zoo be with you.
And also with you dudes.